What's up? What's up? Lord Skunk here, LordSkunk.com, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. What is going on? Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everybody's enjoying their Black Friday. Hope you didn't go too crazy today. Hope you're just ready to relax, chill, and go through some of this crazy in-depth updates that we had this week. Really excited. Talk about these updates about Boba Fett, about Vader, about Darth Maul. I mean, that's amazing to have these, to be able to talk about these characters in such a positive light now. Unfortunately, we had to talk about them in a bad way for quite a while. Now we're back. Yeah. Now we're able to talk about them and be excited about these updates. We got tons of great stuff to talk about. Tons of people in the house. Who's in the house with us? We got Cheeky Cutie. You here?
I'm here.
We got McLeod.
Hey.
What's up? We got Talon.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's up? And we got Soldiers of Bromance, one of our patrons in here. If you're not a patron for LordSkunk.com, $1 a month, man, $1 a month. We appreciate it. You can hang out with us in the live show chat while we're streaming, while we're doing the shows, plus all kinds of other great goodies. Make sure you check that out. Patreon.com/LordSkunk. You can check that out. It'll be scrolling across the top of your screen as well, along with the names of our patrons. So make sure that you head over and check that out after the show. Really appreciate it, and appreciate all of our patrons. Thank you so much for all that you do. The other thing that we need to be thankful for is I'm thankful for all the viewers. We just recently hit over 5,000 subscribers. Really appreciate that. The channel has only been alive since February, late February of this year. So we're moving along. We're doing good things. So if you're interested in winning a $100 gift card for the live show, we're going to be announcing that on the 23rd of December. We're going to announce the winner on the live show, so you'll be able to have it live. Make sure you get in there. You can find out, you can enter to win the gift card by going to tinyurl.com/skunky Christmas. Okay, this is a very skunky Christmas brought to you by LordSkunk.com. Or you can just Google a very skunky Christmas, and it should come right up there in your search engine. So make sure you get in for that. You get a bunch of bonus entries if you share the competition. So make sure you get in there and do that. If you dominate SWGOH, or you want to dominate SWGOH with the extra $100 to put towards your crystals, make sure you go over there and dominate this gift card promo competition we're doing. So really cool stuff there. So how's everybody's Thanksgiving? How was your Black Friday? How you guys handling? You guys got a turkey hangover or what? We don't even have that many Americans in here. We only got like one American besides me.
I think that kind of answers your question, because all the Americans are having a turkey hangover and whatnot in Black Friday. So
wait, is McLeod, are you Canadian?
Yes, sir.
What the heck? I'm the only American in here? Oh, my goodness.
And you knew this before, and it seems to shock you every time. But, yeah, we're taking over.
I always forget that you're Canadian. I guess it's because you're
so happy Thanksgiving to you, Scott.
Well, thanks. So, Soldiers of Bromance, what, you from Australia?
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
Cheeky Cutie from New Zealand, McLeod from Canada, Talon from Canada. Wow. I'm
got a mix tonight.
American is a minority on an American-based live show. Wow, that's interesting. Well, cool, man. Cool. We're taking over, baby. We're taking over the world. We are viewed in over 192 countries, so that's pretty cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So obviously we're multi continental. We're multicultural, multinational. Wow, it's amazing. So now if we could just get somebody to translate all this, this would be really good.
Not it.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. We're going to get into the news here in just a minute, but let's talk a little bit just about your quick. We'll start at the top and go right down the list. So we'll start with Cheeky Cutie. Just give us a quick, brief overview of your thoughts on the update, on the ships, on what you're seeing and what you're feeling with this update that we had. Probably 4 or 5 days, 5 days now to play with. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, sure. I think it's really exciting. It's been a bit of a big learning curve, though. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but I'm sure I'll get there soon enough. But I'm definitely enjoying all the new features. There's plenty more to do, lots going on, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far.
I'm loving it.
Like McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Yeah, to be honest, my favorite thing about the whole ship saga is the fact in the fleet shipments I can finish farming off Sunfac.
Well, I thought I was going to stop. I thought I was going to stop like heavily spending money in this game, and I've gone back on that a little bit now, and I don't know. I'm trying to get some ships.
Get those ships. Now I did a pack opening I did a pack opening early this morning at like 3 a.m. I did get a little alert. Yeah, I got a little alert in the game. I was waiting on a Black Friday deal to see what if they were going to do a Black Friday deal. A lot of the other games I played had already done their Black Fridays. I was kind of holding out. I wasn't planning on doing anything this year, but I did see Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes did, so I had to get those crystals. I bought some ships. You guys can check out that video on the channel if you haven't saw it yet. So some pretty cool stuff there.
You haven't bought packs in, I don't know how long now, right?
I haven't opened packs forever. Dude, it was so weird.
That?
Yeah, it was so weird. Well, it's not it's not as exciting as it used to be when when you'd open up a Chromium, because you open up like 8. When you open up those $4.99 packs, you only open up 1. But I did kind of get.
They're a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal. I think it's a good deal. I think it is. I think it is. Don't go. I wouldn't recommend going crazy with it, but it can help you bump up. Get those get those 4 stars.
Yeah, you got some really good drops there.
I think you're completely spot on, Skunk, saying that the big pack, the 2,500, I believe it costs, would be better for people that don't actually have the physical roster of the characters they need to start with to be able to get everything up strong and actually have a decent competition in the arena. But as well as you said, everyone that pretty much does have all the characters, the individual packs are the best way to go. Yeah. Unless you're somehow desperate for the Falcon.
If you're somewhat middling spender, and you do buy some packs, you buy vaults every now and then. I would say buying like 2 vaults and just kind of buying those single packs will get you a good enough head start to, and I'm not just talking about just packs. You buy some maybe some gear that you need or whatever. You use maybe a little bit at the end to get you through the rest of the month or whatever you're going to use it for. But if you buy I feel like 10 to 20K crystals worth of those single packs, that'll give you a good enough head start, because you're going to get lucky and you're going to get a couple of openings that give you 80 shards or 60 shards or whatever, and it'll get you on your way.
Yeah, what does everyone think about the preset packs for Home 1 and the Executrix there?
I wish you got, if you had gotten, if you got Home Ship or if you got Capital Ship shards, I think it would be worth it, but you don't get any Capital Ship shards.
No. Yeah, the more you look at it, you realize it's more of a character filling out pack than it is for sure. Well,
I'm glad you bring that up, because I had a conversation with Daniels Jacks. He's our mathematical genius. And I was just kind of breaking it down. I out of that pack, the only one I would want would be the one that has Sunfac in it, because I do not have Sunfac. And you get 50 Sunfac shards. And I was just trying to figure out what is the cost per shard. And basically, to do, if you did Sunfac out of the ship, not the cantina, but the regular shipments, to get him to 50, he would cost you right around $25. If you buy him in that pack, you get some other stuff with it. It's $50. You get 50 shards for him. So it's basically double, and I don't think the items that you get in that is worth being double. I think it's a better investment, to take if you want to get Sunfac, even if you bought that pack, it's not like you're only gonna get him at 3 stars or whatever when he opens up at. So it's not like you're getting a 7-star character. So I don't necessarily think that pack's worth it. I think if you're gonna try to do it, take the crystals and buy them out of the out of the shipments. So
I think
I'd buy the TIE Advanced if it wasn't a pack like that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's coming in the tournament, right? So I think the one advantage you can get out of those packs is if you already have a lot of that stuff, it guarantees you a good run at the challenges without the random drop of the smaller pack. But if you have all those characters, you can look at it right now as a way to buy yourself base Malbus shards out of the shard shop.
Well, if you're let's talk about this tournament a little bit now.
Wait, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not gonna get ahead. So we're gonna stay on format here. We don't have a ton of time tonight. This is limited. As I said in the beginning of the show, the family went shopping, so I was able to sneak in here to do the live show tonight. So we're gonna stay on topic. We'll get to the tournament here in a minute. But just to wrap everything up, I again, if you're interested in getting some packs, if you're looking to take advantage of this Black Friday deal, they got 25% more crystals. I think everybody here recommends get that $4.99 pack. If you're not a new player, it'll help boost you up. So that's kind of the consensus there. And if you're interested in seeing it, I did pull a 90. I think it was a 95 shard. No, 85 shard. I pulled an 85 shard.
Yeah,
out of that pack on the video. So if you guys want to check that out,
like it was on queue as well. You just called it and it came.
Yeah, it was like big money, boom, hit. I was like, nice. So, okay, cool. Let's do this. Let's get into the news so we can talk about this. We could talk about the tournament and all that good stuff. So let's talk about the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes breaking news. Okay, this is the breaking news. Let's see here. We got a new graphical output here. So let's just go over some of the quick notes. November 24th was the 1-year anniversary of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Happy anniversary, EA Capital Games and all Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes players around the world. The ships update was released earlier this week. Ships blueprints are in fleet shipments, Galactic War Store, Cantina battles, and light side, dark side hard notes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am now out of Galactic War tokens for the first time in probably 6 or 7 months, it feels like. You guys the same way?
Yeah, I'm out of Galactic War tokens, and I'm really kind of. That's what I was trying to talk about the tournament. Is like, you know, I don't know if they're going to use ally tokens. I'm assuming they are, and if they are, you know, I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems different than any other tournament because you're not getting that other stuff you get with the tournament characters. Like typically, you get like purple mats, omega mats, you get credits. You get the gear, you get all that stuff. When I looked at the rewards for the TIE Fighter Advanced tournament, it looks like you're only getting TIE Fighter Advanced shards and some building materials. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing exactly with this tournament. I'm assuming it's going to be the same format.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, a lot of information.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a fresh tournament, so it was with a new character, so it wasn't like Shore Trooper redo. So it was fresh. So a lot of people went hard on that one. A lot of people have been going hard on these ships in the Galactic War, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that rounds it out. So the new squad tournament is coming. That'll be here next week. That is the TIE Advanced. It's a new squad tournament. Debuts battle against other galactic champions to earn blueprints needed to acquire Darth Vader's personal ship, the TIE Advanced X1. This tournament is for players level 30 or above, and that's all the information they've given us so far. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Do we even know if we're using characters or ships in the tournament?
It says squad, so I'm assuming it's characters.
Yeah,
it's characters, not.
I would think if they, I mean, I'm personally going to say if they were going to do something with ships, it would say fleet tournament or something like that. Why would it say squad tournament?
I hope it's ships tournament because then at least I have some sort of an advantage.
You want to talk about how long these battles were on a squad? Just imagine these ships. These ships battles take freaking forever, dude. Remod will never sleep. He'll literally die of sleep deprivation. I'm worried about him.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have.
I was thinking 8 minute matches, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's I mean, this is like, you got to worry about timing out. It's like when Protection first came in the game. You know, it's crazy. So let's see what else we got in the news. We got the new Zeta ability material, which can be found in Fleet Arena shipments and Fleet Commander events, which we're going to get into in depth. We're going to break down every character coming up in the show. That's why I don't want to spend a lot of time on some of this little stuff. I want to get into those. It's going to be deep. 3 new ship-related daily activities have been added. New achievements, 4 new ship-related series have been added to your achievements. You probably already unlocked some of those if you've been playing ships. Boba Fett returns as December's daily login character and his rework, which we're going to go into in depth here in just a moment. For Android and iOS users, they got a special bonus. Android got Biggs Darklighter's X-Wing. They got a 4-star character plus 2-star ships or equivalent material, so if you already had them unlocked. And then iOS got Wedge Antilles. Thank you for having an Apple device. So Wedge Antilles X-Wing Starfighter, 2-star ship, and a 4-star character. So very good on that one. I had a lot of people asking, they're like, well, hey, wait a minute, how come I didn't get Wedge, or how come I didn't get Biggs? Well, it's because you got the opposite device. So
what I did notice though is that with Biggs you got some credits and things like that also, and with Wedge you did not. I believe with Wedge you only got shards.
Oh, right. Really? That's interesting.
Hey, believe me, I would take Wedge any day of the week.
Yeah, I would. I would rather have Wedge if you don't have him. I mean, that's probably a more important character.
Biggs seems to pop in the Galactic War shipments more than Wedge, I think, for me, anyways. So
I've gotten the slave one time so far in the fleet shipments, and I just bought the shards for it today. So
nice.
I'm now like 3 shards away from unlocking it. But
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some packs tonight too. So I'm gonna probably do a recording also myself.
Cool. All right, and then we got the Omega update. So changes have been made to the Omega upgrade of Vader's Culling Blade and Darth Maul's Power of Hatred. We are going to break down every single character that has an Omega update or a Zeta update. That's why I want to make sure we roll through this so we can get through all this information before the end of the live show. And we have a couple questions. Twitter's been blowing up with some questions, so I want to make sure we get to those as well. So I'm trying to keep this thing rolling along here. So let's see. SWGOH News, Omega ability, Darth Vader, Culling Blade is going to now add plus 10% bonus damage, and his attack cannot be evaded. So what are you guys thinking about Darth Vader with this nice Omega ability upgrade?
Well, I already upgraded that ability with an Omega, so that's exciting. And it's always good when you get a rework that benefits something you've already done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the Vader thing is actually working out perfect timing because I think we're going to see a real big increase in Empire viability coming here pretty soon, and there's going to be, there's still some more characters coming out. So even though we've seen a nice influx of new characters over the last couple of weeks, it's not over yet. I mean, when the movie comes out, they're going to probably drop a big bundle and a couple other things like right as the date pops out, just like they did with the Force Awakens last year, where we'll get like Kylo Ren packs and things like that. And I'm imagining we're going to see Jyn Erso, the character from the main character from the Rogue One movie. We're going to probably see that character Saw Gerrera. We're probably going to see Krennic, the guy, the main, I guess, villain from the Empire side, and maybe even somebody else.
Well, if they don't release the Death Trooper, I'm out. We got to get that Death Trooper, baby.
I think the Death Trooper is going to be the savior of the Empire here. I think the Death Trooper is the final piece. I just got my TIE Fighter pilot to Gear 11 today. He's about to be 7 stars probably in about 2 days. And I'm just working on that team. And I got Palpatine to Gear 11. I got Shore Trooper to Gear 11. I got Vader to Gear 11 I'm really just waiting on that Death Trooper.
Nice. Yeah, he looks sick too, man. He's the sickest looking out of all the new characters I've seen in the in the trailer and stuff. He looks sick. So
when they were talking about the creation of the Death Trooper, they were saying that basically they wanted a stormtrooper that could actually hit its target. Unlike the stormtroopers in the past. So I'm imagining the Death Troopers are going to be a pretty hardcore, and from what I've heard on the the development side, it sounds pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Cool. And then the other one that got an Omega ability upgrade was one of Remon's favorite characters of all time, Darth Maul. The Power of Hatred, his ability, or is that actually unique, isn't it? Plus 5% critical chance, evasion, and heal. Plus 20% max health. Gain max health equal to 10% of damage dealt. And potency equal to 0.3% of max health. So Darth Maul might actually make it to an arena someday near you.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know if it's enough. The real problem is they also changed his AOE ability now, and they added that he actually can inflict daze to all his targets. So on his AOE, he actually can stick a debuff now on everyone, which gives him a bonus behind a Palpatine lead. But I don't know if that Sith bonus is really going to be enough for him, because again, he really needs turn meter and speed. So if he got the same bonus that an Empire character does behind a Palpatine lead with all the debuffs, I think it would be really cool, because he'd get to go again after he did his AOE. But I don't foresee that happening. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But he is one of the guys that got a Zeta, so I'm sure we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yep, absolutely. And that's where we're going to next. Zeta upgrades. This new material can be found in Fleet Arena shipments and Fleet Commander events. That's why it's so important to get those ships up to the amount of stars that you need to be able to get into these events. A list of characters that have new levels of abilities requiring Zeta materials and other components were posted in the 11/21 game update. But here's a more in-depth breakdown of what to expect. So starting us off, Asajj Ventress, her Zeta ability, one of her Zeta abilities, she actually got two. Rampage at level 84. She's going to get turn meter gain chance plus 15%. Turn meter gain chance of plus 15%. Buff duration plus 1. So for Rampage. So what do you think, Riemann? You going to get Asajj Ventress in the lineup soon?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, the Zeta ability materials now. Another thing to talk about with these Zetas is where you attain them. Okay, because you can buy them out of the shipments or the fleet, but as we've seen with all these ability mats, the purple mats and arena shipments, the Omega mats you can buy in the fleet shipments now. Also, you also can buy the blue and green mats out of the Cantina shipments. But they're all way overpriced, right? So I'm imagining you're looking at the same thing here with the Zeta ability mats. They're just way overpriced right now. That's why they cost 2,000 tokens at the moment. But once you reach 5-star, I think once you have 7 or 8 5-star ships, you'll be able to unlock a challenge, an ability mats challenge in the ship section that gets you Zeta ability mats, just like. And you'll also get Omega mats out of there as well. So, in conjunction with the other ability mats challenge that you get in the main part of the game, you're going to get the ability to get these Zetas out of there also. So, I think it might be better to wait and just invest on your ships to get them to 5-star rather than spending those tokens on getting the Zeta ability materials for 2,000. Tokens, because that's just going to be, it's not going to be cost effective for you.
Yeah, you're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies in that scenario. Really, you really want to play the long game, and that is, like you said, get those ships up, get them to that 5-star level where they're able to go in and complete those challenges, then you can get those, on a regular basis for free. Really, you know what I mean? For free, you don't have to spend any material or any currency to get them. So yeah, I highly recommend spending on the ships first. I hear a lot of people are telling me they want to get characters. There's characters that they couldn't get before. Rex is in there. Some fact, that's cool, man. That's cool that they're in there, and you can get those characters. That's really what you want to do. But it is going to put you farther behind when it comes time to get those Zetas. And who knows? In the future, I'm sure Zetas are going to become much more easier to get, like Omegas are now. I'm sure they'll have events and things like that down the line. But right now, it is the hottest commodity in the game. So let's take a look at Asajj Ventress's second Zeta ability. This unlocks at level 2, Night Sister Swiftness, plus 25% turn meter reduction chance, plus 10% turn meter reduction. Night Sisters gain 50% turn meter when they fall below 100% health. So Asajj Ventress has probably been one of the, if you're going to call any of them strong out of the Night Sisters, she's probably been one of the strongest, but still she's surrounded by a weak faction or synergy or whatever you want to call it with the Night Sisters. So I don't think Asajj Ventress is going to be able to carry the whole team all the way through. Now we're going to look at Barriss Offee's Zeta ability, Swift Recovery, level 82. Whenever an ally is critically hit, they recover 20% of their max health, which this kind of fits a running theme. We're starting to see the resurgence of Jedi here. So what are your guys' thoughts on old Barriss? Do you think we'd actually possibly see a healer back in the arena?
I don't think so. I mean,
so
from what I've seen from the Zeta ability materials, there's really two to highlight here, and that's going to be the Darth Maul leader ability and the Qui-Gon Jinn leader ability. And Qui-Gon Jinn seems so OP that I don't even know. I mean, we'll get there in a moment, but it seems like those two are going to be the two dominant Zeta abilities here, and I don't know if Darth Maul's is going to really make Sith viable, but it sounds really cool because of the stealth mechanic that's being built in, and I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see once somebody unlocks it, and we get to see what it looks like and how it really relates to the other Sith and makes it work. But it's too early now to really tell because there's also just not a lot of Sith in the game. I mean, it'd be cool if we had like 2 or 3 more Sith added to the game, but I don't see that happening anytime soon either. So, I mean, we're pretty much limited to like SWGOH Press and Darth Sidious and Vader, Palpatine, Darth Maul. So we'll have to see, but I'll tell you, Qui-Gon Jinn's leader ability, especially with the resurgence of the Jedi now, and the fact that we're going to be having Kenobi at some point, enter our lineups here, could be. I mean, getting 30 speed is bananas.
Yeah, And plus the foresight. So we'll get that here in a minute. All right, so now we got Chewbacca, Clone Wars Chewbacca, Defiant Roar, level 82, plus 25% turn meter gain chance, plus 10% heal, and dispel all debuffs from self. Still, Chewbacca's not going to fall on my top tanks. But, hey, it's cool they're doing something with him. And I'm sure there's going to be people just like all those out there that have put gear into Chewbacca up until this point. I'm sure somebody will put a Zeta ability into this ability, and we'll find out more about it. We'll see a video or something down the line, but that will not be me. Cody, this is right up McLeod's alley. CC224, Cody, Ghost Company Commander, level 82, plus 5% critical chance, plus 10% defense, and clone allies recover 5% of their max protection whenever they use a basic ability. Cody coming in. Are you excited about Cody, McLeod?
Yeah, I mean, what's also exciting about that is the emergence of protection giving. That's pretty rare among characters right now. I know it's coming in a bit with the ships, but yeah, a character that can give protection back, not just health, that's exciting.
Yeah, you see a lot of the stuff they're doing at ships starting to bleed over, like this protection thing with Cody, as Riemann said with Darth Maul that days. So we're starting to see some of that stuff kind of bleed into each other, into the characters now that they were putting into ships. Darth Maul, getting into him now. This is what Riemann was talking about, his leader ability. Dancing Shadows, level 82. Sith allies gain stealth for 1 turn on evade. They cannot be critically hit while stealth. Gain advantage for 2 turns whenever stealth expires. And gain all on evade bonuses at the start of each encounter. So they're definitely trying to do stuff with Darth Maul. But as Riemann said, I mean, they don't have enough Sith, and even Kylo Ren is not classified as a Sith. So, maybe they can go back and reclassify him. I mean, I don't think that's going to be the difference changer, but hopefully at some point we're going to get some more Sith. But at least we got Empire. I'll take that. At least we got Emperor Palpatine. He's boosting up the Empire, so we'll be happy with that for the moment. Coming in at with another clone. Zeta ability, 5s, Tactical Awareness, level 82. 5 gains 15% turn meter whenever another clone ally takes damage, and 7.5% turn meter whenever a non-clone ally takes damage. So pretty good. I mean, this kind of goes good with a Rex lead, you would think. What are your thoughts on this, McLeod? You're the clone guy.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge for clones, because the one who does the most damage, if you have them maxed out, is 5s. Consistently the highest damage if you look at the report after any of the phases in any of the raids. If you're running a full clones team, the most of the damage comes from 5, just because you can, on his gear, it just gets him there. So that's really good. If he's gaining turn meter every time another clone takes damage, it means he's just going to go again, because the one thing about 5 is he's a little bit slow. I mean, all the clones are kind of slow, but yeah, he's lagging behind a bit. So basically it's not quite a taunt kind of retribution kind of thing, but it's coming close. It's getting him there, especially if there's lots of AoE around. I'm pretty sure if that 15% turn meter for each clone, if you get hit by an AoE, that you're coming up on quite a high amount. Not 100% to go again, but yeah, that's going to be really useful. And he's hard enough to get past when you just have to hit him when he's last man standing. If he's going again and again because all the other clones are getting hit, yeah, you're going to do some serious damage. And with like Kenobi coming in as well, clones are getting a real good boost at the moment as well.
Very good. Another Jedi on the list, Luminara. Elegant Steps, level 82, plus 2% heal. And whenever an ally gains a buff they do not have, they gain a heal over time effect for 2 turns. Again, I mean, you could definitely tell they're trying to do some stuff with these healers. I don't know necessarily they're going to be strong in arena, but we are getting some Jedi love here. So
the reason for the healer situation is remember, team heal when Kenobi's on the board calls in assist when they're over 100% health. So so you're going to be, they're trying to buff up these healers because they're assuming that when Kenobi comes out, people are going to start to use Barriss Offee and Luminara to get the attacking bonuses out of them, because like I said, if you're like, let's say, one of the biggest problems we've had with these healers is we can't use their heal when people have full protection, right? So or like halfway with protection, you have to wait till they get into their health or dip into their health to use them. So now they've created a reason for you to use a heal, even when you don't need to heal. So you can use the heal just to get 4 Jedis called in for an assist to attack when Kenobi's on the board. So I'm sure they're just trying to buff these Jedis, the healers, to make them nice set pieces around General Kenobi whenever people start to unlock him.
Nice, and I am starting to see more and more people in Team Skunk unlock Kenobi. I know Skycrack has, I believe, Dr. No Card. Did Dr. No Card? Ood did. I believe those three.
Ood
Crunoff did, I think. So we're starting to see more and more people unlock Kenobi. I think I'm at 90 shards of Kenobi right now, I think. So it's getting there. It's getting there for sure. A Zeta ability for Captain Phasma, fire at will, level 82, damage penalty, triple assist chance for first order, and first order allies gain 20% potency. So reduce that damage penalty of calling an assist. So again, I mean, Captain Phasma has been a great character, a great leader, off and on throughout the various metas that we've seen. But unfortunately, we just haven't seen her other first order allies come up that high with her. So I don't know if this is going to put him over the top. But it's nice to see some Phasma love, who's kind of is kind of that unsung hero in a lot of teams. I mean, she could still be used in a rank war raid. She could still be used in I use her in the ATT raid. So we'll see what happens down the line with Captain Phasma. She's still staying somewhat relevant, which is good, unlike most of the other first order. Now we'll talk about.
There's a Zeta in there that says.
What?
Unless there's a Zeta in there that says Kylo Ren's getting 10k damage on a basic, then I don't really see that working out.
I don't see it, but who knows? In the future, Kylo Ren may get a super nice buff. I mean, this is the first round of Zeta abilities. They just did Darth Maul. They just did Boba Fett, which we'll talk about. They just did, they did some work with Vader. I mean, they're doing some changes to these characters, and Kylo Ren would fall into that classification, I would think. Being one of the major bad guys. So who knows? Maybe we'll be talking high praises of Kylo Ren at some point in the near future. But somebody I have always talked.
Episode 8.
It might be over a year from now, but who knows? But somebody I've always talked highly about, has been one of my favorite characters since I started playing the game, is Qui-gon Jinn. So again, his Zeta ability, agility training, level 82, plus 5% speed. Jedi allies gain offense equal to 3 times their speed and gain foresight for 2 turns at the start of each encounter. And the kicker is that whenever an enemy unit is defeated, they get those two turns of foresight again. So pretty interesting there. I mean, Qui-Gon Jinn, has not been a leader on a lot of these teams. He's been on these teams as we looked at the meta report and as we look at these AAT raids and the rank war raids. But now, I mean, we're looking at maybe seeing Qui-Gon Jinn as a leader again. This is pretty exciting.
It sounds OP, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, 3 times the speed. So if you have, let's say you have Qui-Gon Jinn at 250 speed, you're talking about 750 additional damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if it's a control thing, if you can go a whole bunch of times, you're going to do more damage. And if you can't get hit, I mean, that's kind of insane. So, I mean, it's an ability worthy of Jedis, but maybe within the context of the game, super OP.
Well, you're talking about, what I'm saying is percentage offense that you get from mods is a minimal increase to damage. Okay, but when you're talking about a solid number stat, like plus 100 offense or plus 150 offense or something like that on a mod, that actually really increases the defense a lot. So now when you're talking about adding a solid number stat of speed to damage, so now let's say, like you said, let's say you have 200 speed on one of your Jedis, or let's say Ahsoka, for example, you have her 200 speed. Now she's doing plus 600 damage.
Yeah,
that's going to be a huge increase to her damage. So I mean, you're talking about taking somebody that's from 2,500 damage and putting them over 3,100 physical damage.
Can you imagine if that stacks on Anakin's? If he gets that damage boost from someone going below 50. Then he also gets damage boost from Qui-Gon. That's more than a one shot.
He's probably the number one benefactor from this. I mean, if you're talking,
he's gonna one shot the whole team with his AOE. It's insane.
I don't know how it's going to work, but it sounds bananas. And you're talking about making them super fast. Again, you're adding 30 speed, which is the highest of any leader ability in the game. And on top of that, they're getting foresight for two turns?
Yep, foresight for 2 turns.
That's major. I mean, this is basically going to be another speed.
That's bananas.
Yeah. So now you can't one shot with Wedge and Biggs. I mean, Shore Trooper kind of helps you out with that, being able to protect you a little bit against Wedge and Biggs, and now now Jedi are going to get that ability. Well, at least that protection to begin with the game with this foresight for 2 turns. So that's crazy, man. So that's pretty nuts.
Well,
Yep.
Cheeky, Qui-Gon was your dude for a while. What are you thinking about this?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is the first ability that I want to put these new mats on for sure.
Yeah, I agree. After looking at this list, I think that is probably the one to start with. Unless somebody gets it before me and they test it out and it's just not as good as we think it is, which I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Or they nerf it, who knows? We'll see. We just got to see what Skycrack tells us here in another day or two when he gets his 20 Zeta ability mats. And he can tell us more about Qui-Gon Jinn. So the favorites coming back. Rey, who kind of fell out there for a little bit. She's back with Focus Strikes. Whenever Rey uses special ability, if she has no debuffs, she inflicts daze for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. So Rey still pumps out good damage. It's just she's single target damage right now, and she's a little bit squishy. So we'll see. If that's enough to bring Rey back into the mix. I don't think, just based on this, I'd have to see it in action, but I don't think that daze is going to be enough. If it was an AoE daze or something like that, then yeah, for sure. But again, she's hindered again with those no debuffs. So what do you do when you see a Rey? You obviously try to debuff her as quickly as possible. So
Rey needs like some sort of a buff to resistance. Like that. Like I think maybe if they created like General Organa or something like that, Princess Leia as the general of the Resistance, that might with a nice leader ability. I mean, Poe's leader ability is pretty good with the increase in potency, but I feel like there's just there's no real dominant leader ability with the Resistance team that would really help Rey a lot.
Yeah, just take her to that next level. She's been next level for so long, though. I mean, she's definitely had her time to shine, and I'm sure we'll see her again. We'll definitely see her within a year. I'm sure they'll do something big for her. We come back around to episode 8. Speaking of debuffs, though, Darth Sidious, Sadistic Lee, level 82, 100% turn meter gain chance, plus 50% potency, and gain max health equal to potency percentage. So another one of those kind of ones, like Qui-Gon, like Riemann was saying, a little bit where we're seeing a something else buff something else. So that's pretty cool. So we'll see how Sidious is now. His potency is still super low, isn't it? His base potency. I haven't messed with him.
I think it's 0%.
Yeah, it's like stupid. 0%. Yeah.
Although it doesn't seem to translate that way. He does seem to land and stick you with those debuffs anyway.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand how that works, but I again, the major issue with Sidious is not his potency. I mean, he just does not hit hard enough at this level to be a viable option. You can't be sitting there chipping away at people with Sidious's basic. When people are shooting at you with Wedge and Biggs. So you gotta again, some of these abilities are cool and they definitely help out a bit, but there's still some things missing to make these characters more viable. Maybe that Darth Maul leader ability will help Sidious with this Zeta. Who knows?
All right, and then Darth Vader, the Dark Lord himself, inspiring through fear, level 82, plus 25% turn meter reduction chance, plus 10% turn meter reduction. Enemies immediately regain damage over time for 2 turns whenever damage over time expires on them while Darth Vader is still alive. So Darth Vader, we talked about his Omega ability that he got. He got a little bit of buff there, and now he's going to get a Zeta ability here for all those people that are building those Empire teams. This is definitely something to look at.
Yeah, the turn meter reduction is nice. The the fact that the damage over time is going to stay is great because one of the biggest things with him is that he only gets to use that. I wish they reduced the cooldown on his culling blade a little bit. That would make him a lot more viable. I think if he was able to use it a little more frequently, especially with this Zeta, because now there's going to be dots that stay on there, so you're not going to necessarily have to use his AOE ability again. You may, unless they get a cleanse, be able to just use the culling blade again because they're still going to have those dots on their head if they continue to stay over the if they continue to stay with the Zeta ability. So I mean. I don't know. I feel like I said, he's great. He looks like he's coming into a bit more viability now that they're bringing out a lot more Empire characters and more Empire synergy. But the Zeta ability sounds okay at best, I'd say.
Yeah, and we looked at gameplay from G Seth from Team Skunk. We looked at his ability. He has a maxed out Vader. We looked at his gameplay in the beginning. We'll go back to that when we get to the questions here in just a few minutes. And you can see Vader in action in arena, high-level arena. Zeta ability, Grandmaster Yoda. Okay, now if there's going to be maybe a second character you possibly want to look at, it would be Yoda after Qui-Gon Jinn. Grandmaster's Guidance, level 82, plus 5% tenacity, plus 5% turn meter. And whenever a Jedi ally suffers a debuff, they gain tenacity up for 1 turn at the end of their turn. But then there's another one for Yoda, which is Battle Meditation, level 84, cooldown -1, and gain Foresight for 2 turns. So again, we know that Yoda can share buffs and share his abilities. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Qui-Gon's giving Foresight, Yoda's giving Foresight. I mean, how are you going to hit these? You're going to have some type of new mechanic that can break through Foresight. So, which kind of defeats the purpose of Foresight. But we'll see. We'll see what characters those are.
Especially since he's going to get that damage increase too. Yoda is somebody who's just
super fast.
He's really just suffering from an inability to hit hard now since they nerfed him. I think that if he's getting, again, like you're going to have a super fast Yoda, so you could probably have a 250 speed Yoda in this game. He could get that 750 damage increase. Now you're talking a Yoda that actually hits hard, and that could be a game changer.
Yeah. And a lot of complaints have been for a long time is that, the Jedi don't have any taunting tanks. The Jedis don't have any, anybody to taunt. Well, with all this Foresight around, you kind of don't need, that tank. You have the protection there, through this buff. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited. I ran Qui-Gon Jinn. I ran Yoda for a long time. So it'd be interesting to see those two back together again.
Kenobi taunts.
What'd you say?
The new General Kenobi taunts.
I know, but I don't have him yet. I mean, he hasn't been on my team or anything like that. I'm just saying that in the past, that's what people have complained about is no taunting tank for the Jedi. So,
what's cool about him is that from what I've seen from the guys that have unlocked him so far, he seems to be pretty tanky and pretty viable at 5 stars. So,
nice.
Once you unlock him, I think kind of like Shore Trooper. You may be able to start leveling up Kenobi and start using 5 and 6 stars before you even finish him up. So, I mean, you won't be able to take him into your raids or anything like that, but you'll be able to use him, in arena or in tournaments and things like that.
All right. And then just some additional notes you could read here on the screen. I'm not going to go through them. But just so final thoughts, Cheeky Cutie and McLeod, you guys didn't get a chance to say too much. So just your final thoughts on these characters, Soldiers of Bromance, Talon. Just give us your guys' opinions on these characters, who you're most looking forward to, and kind of how you're planning out your Zeta strategy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, definitely gonna put those on Qui-Gon Jinn first. I'm still running him in my arena team, so I'm super keen to see how that goes, but I'm not going to be able to put it on him anytime soon.
I'm actually looking forward to the Darth Maul because, that's been one of the teams that I wanted to run right from the beginning when I started this game, was like an all Sith team.
Yeah, and the clones are finally getting some love, and with that defense up, as well as the extra boost for 5 theirs on the Zeta, that's going to be a nice little team there. I don't think they're going to be super meta viable or an arena, but they're really a good all-around utility team for almost every part of the game.
How many of you have finished up SWGOH Press?
Not me.
Pretty much Rex and Fives. The others are on hold a little bit in favor of other things for the tank rate. But they're still pretty good as a team. They do a lot of extra damage. You can throw them in almost any phase, and they'll do you some serious damage. And they're really great. I finally I finished Galactic War just on my clones today. I got all the way down to the 11th node on that, and is still running the clones. Usually I take them up to about 6, 7, or 8, and then have to swap them out for the Wigs combo at 9. But they went all the way through to 11 today. So that's pretty good.
Awesome.
I have a SWGOH press up at what's it called, level 80, 7-star, but he's not geared up. Like, I never wasted time with him, really.
I don't think anybody has.
So
and
that'd be a fun experiment. All Sith team, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. But I do listen, and I do see. They did create a stage in the new light side battles, the new dark side battles, where the bosses are SWGOH Press and Darth Maul together. So I do see there's a very good chance at some point for them to create some sort of SWGOH Press Darth Maul synergy. And if that happens, that could really change things up for both of those characters.
Yeah, and especially with like the evasion lead on Darth Maul, I don't think Sidious will be able to be touched by any of the Jedi.
Well, if you're talking about every time, so let's say Darth Maul does his AOE, SWGOH Press gets called in on the target enemy. Now all of a sudden, that's a much cooler ability than it was before. Who knows what they'll do, but it's just things like that could happen that could shake things up. And even though right now at first glance it may look like Qui-Gon Jinn's is the best, based on buffs that occur, we're not going to have Zetas complete for these guys for probably at least another few weeks, maybe a month, who knows, and when that happens, maybe there'll be some new things out at that point.
Yeah, I mean, they said more Zetas are coming. Collect them all and dominate. So.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be tons, dude.
This is just the first wave. I think it's a balancing issue. They can't just dump them on every character without. So they're probably really thinking hard about how it goes throughout the whole roster and the whole game. And these are the ones that they can release that they don't think will completely turn everything upside down and unbalance everything. And
well, I think it could be kind of an opposite of that too. It could be, let's release some of these Zetas, and then we'll kind of release them in stages. So do releases. Let's see if this Qui-Gon Jinn thing goes crazy. If it does, then now they'll release the next Zetas into maybe some of the counter, to that. So they're going to identify, what these metas are going to be as we play with them and as we use these characters and we kind of figure it all out. And then we work with it from there. I mean, you can see they did the exact same thing with Shore Trooper when they released Wedge and Biggs, right? Wedge and Biggs came out. Now we have Shore Trooper. Now we have Qui-Gon Jinn with Foresight up. So good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to seeing more of those characters in action. Skycrack, like I said, should have all those characters Zetaed out within 30 days. It would seem like, he's the only guy I know with I think all 7-star ships or something stupid like that. So who knows? But let's get into these questions here. It's got some great questions, lots of questions this week. So again, you can ask your questions on the live show. Just follow @LordSkunk1 on Twitter and use the hashtag AskSkunk. You can ask those throughout the week, and then we'll answer those on the live show. And just a quick reminder. Also, we are giving, for those of you that tuned in late, we are giving away a $100 gift card. We're going to be giving it away live on the 23rd of December live show. We'll be giving it away, so you have a little bit of time to get in for that. But make sure you head over to lordskunk.com. You can find it there. Or you can go to tinyurl.com/skunkychristmas. It's a very skunky Christmas promo. We're giving that away, so make sure you go over there, get your entries in for that. Tons of ways for you to earn entries and earn bonus entries. So you can walk away with that $100 gift card, either put towards your crystals or maybe buy Cheeky Cutie another Slave Lay outfit. Who knows? We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't seen her in the first one yet, so we'll see. Maybe it might not be worth doing it. Maybe you should spend it on the crystals. We'll see. So let's get into the first question here.
Yeah. That's not nice.
Let's get into the first one. This comes from Remus_8. At Roberto_Remus. It's on Twitter, @LordSkunk1. Who should I level up to gear 11 or gear 10 first? Sorry. Fives, who's currently Gear 8, or Shore Trooper, 4-star, currently Gear 7, Gear level 7. Love your live shows, by the way. Thank you, Rebus. We love you too. So what do you guys think? My opinion, I'm going to say Shore Trooper.
Yeah, if you're
right
talking
now.
about arena, which most people
it really depends. Okay, if he's got a lot of 7-star characters, then yeah, Short Trooper. But if he's got 7-star characters, and his 8th is going to be 5s, and he needs to get another Gear 11 character to raid. Then I'd probably say use a 7-star character so you can use them in the raids. But I mean, if it's not that circumstance and you're just really looking to see for arena purposes, I'd say Short Trooper.
Yeah, Short Trooper. I got Short Trooper up to Gear 11, and he even at 4 stars, he's like my 5th highest powered or 6th highest powered character. Out of all my characters, so it's he's good, and he helps me, man. He helps me a ton now in arena. So if what Remon's saying is true, you already have some 7 stars. Yeah, definitely go for Short Trooper if you're looking for that bump in arena, especially if you're facing a lot of Wedge and Bigs teams. Alex Campbell. At Cam, I'm not going to say the whole long number. Alex, at Lord Skunk 1, do you think they will add Django soon? Maybe he could have a cool synergy with Baba and co-pilot the Slave 1. What do you guys think?
I don't see that happening in the immediate future.
I can see Django. If Django does come in, I can see him being an alternate pilot to the Slave 1, having a different ability for it.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Yeah, that would be something interesting. So
basically the same ship, just with one ability swapped out for the pilot.
I just see more focus right now on this movie. Until that's done, and then once the hype's done with that, from what they've told me, they're going to do some maintenance stuff on the servers. I kind of do a big cleanup, like bugs and different issues like that. And then who knows? I mean, we could maybe see some interesting new characters. Maybe we'll see some Rebels characters. Who knows?
Well, here's the thing. If they put Zam Wessel in the game, okay, there's hope for Jango Fett. Okay, for all you Jango Fett fans, ever since I've been doing live shows, and by the way, guys, this is the 100th live broadcast. We have so much stuff to talk about. I forgot to even say that. So, yeah, 100 live broadcasts. So, That's pretty cool.
That should have been the first thing you mentioned.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it, man. We got so much other stuff going on, and we're on iTunes now. You can follow the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play's coming very shortly. You can go to any of your favorite podcast sources. Just search for SWGOH and look for the official LordSkunk.com logo, so you're getting all the best info. So make sure you check that out if you're into podcasts. And then we got let's see. Poch Valena, at Poch Valena, what to prioritize in fleet shipments, characters, gears, or blueprints? I answered this earlier for my perspective, and Remon kind of weighed in on it as well. I think right now, beginning, you got to go for ships just to get up there so you can start working on getting these Zetas. It's very important. I hear a lot of people say, I don't care about Zetas, I'm this, I'm that, I'm behind on this character, behind on that character. Okay, well, you're going to be really behind if you get to be another 2 or 3 months down the line and you don't have any Zetas in the bank. So, that's my thoughts on that. Anybody else want to weigh in on it?
Yeah, pushing as hard as I can in the ships arena to accumulate those.
Yeah,
your
those ships.
Your focus right now has to be on ships and getting. You're kind of like on the ship side of things, pretty much starting over again in the game. Right, so you're starting over, you're building up your first, 5-7-star characters and trying to get your first ship arena team together. You have to very much look at it like you're starting over the game again on the ship side of things and just starting to farm up. And you should probably stick to the same type of plan like we did when the game started. Just focus on, the specific shipments and what you're going to get out of each shipments, and just try not to get too. Try not to get pulled in too many directions. Focus on, what characters you want to level up. Like if you see that you have, let's say, the ability to get Resistance pilot's ship, right, and that's very available for you, that's great. But if you have a 3-star Resistance pilot, that's not going to help you much. Okay, you want to go for Wedge's ship if you have him at gear 10 and gear 11. You want to go for Biggs' ship if you have him at gear 10 and gear 11. You want to go for the ships that also have maxed out characters, so you don't have to start leveling up these characters or gearing up these characters also, because that's just another resource you're gonna have to allocate towards the ships. And I'm taking some of my own advice. I mean, I'm working on. I got a lot of Poe shards out of the packs. My Poe is at gear 87 star, but I mean, I still gonna have to pump a bunch of gear into him to get him to gear 11 to make his ship really perform to the best of its ability. So just bear in mind that when you're leveling up these ships, the characters have to go along with them. So just that's just something to keep in mind.
Good point. I got a good one here for Riemann. I'm going to let Riemann tell us all about the changes to Boba Fett. So Duke Forbes, at Duke_Forbes asks, what do you think about the changes to Boba Fett? So why don't you give us a quick rundown of what those changes are, Riemann? We talked about all these other characters. They got Zeta abilities and Omega upgrades. Let's hear what's changed with Boba Fett and whether he's great or not. Is it just hype?
Well, I don't have the abilities pulled up here. Do you have them on your screen?
Yeah, I can pull them up here.
Okay. Well, what I do know is, first of all, his basic now is no longer a rocket shot. It's now a Gauss rifle that he gets to shoot.
That alone right there is huge.
That alone right there is huge. I mean, just from a fanboy standpoint, but his basic ability is doing around the same amount of damage that his rocket did at first. But what's the big difference now is that rocket attack that he had before has now become a special ability, and that hits really hard now. I mean, I've seen Panda send me screenshots of him hitting for 30K with that ability. So, that's great. I mean, the biggest problem with Boba Fett was always, damage. His leader ability has always been boss. So, I mean, you could always throw him in there as a great leader. And now the Mandalorian Resolve, or the buff that he gets, is going to revive him with 100% health. And then I believe with an Omega, what does he get? 100% protection as well, or something? With Zeta, he gets 100% protection. How does that work?
What was the question? I'm sorry, I missed the last part. What did you say? What was the question?
When he dies, Boba Fett revives with 100% health. I heard also he comes back with 100% protection as well.
There's an upgrade that you can do. I'm not sure if it's a Zeta or if it's an Omega. I believe it's a Zeta, so it didn't make our list because it was kind of done after. But if there's a way to do it, you come back with 100% health regardless. So you come back with 100% health, then you can bump that up. I'm gonna try to pull it up here real quick on the forums here.
That is what it says. I'm looking at it in the game.
Okay,
good. It's a Zeta.
Yeah. To recover 100% protection.
It's a Zeta or an Omega?
On a finishing blow, a Zeta.
Okay, so yeah, it's a new Zeta ability that gives you 100% protection as well. I mean, that's insane, right? Like, you're basically a full character back after he dies. So, I can't wait till that starts rolling out. But really, overall, I mean, you're adding an extra attack. You're making one of his attacks deal significantly more damage. His leader ability has stayed the same, so he's still got that boss leader ability, which gives crit damage and crit chance. And and overall, I mean, his biggest problem was that he just didn't do a lot of damage. He's always been kind of a tankier character in the game, so he's got that health and protection. And like I said, if now with the ability with his unique to come back with not only full protection, I mean, not only full health but full protection as well. I think it's another Anakin. I think it's a home run.
Yeah, so here's what he got. So Boba Fett now starts each battle with Bounty Hunter's Resolve. That's that ability that brings him back. This buff cannot be dispelled, allows him to ignore taunts. And by the way, if you did not do Battle 9 or whatever in the hard mode on light side, he now has this buff there. I don't know if he had it before. I don't think he did. But he now has that buff in the game. So if you didn't complete that, it's even more difficult now. The one with Embro. This buff can't be dispelled, allows him to ignore taunts, and causes him to revive upon defeat. He regains Bounty Hunter's Resolve each time he defeats an enemy. Execute is now a special ability that dispels all effects in the target and will prevent them from being revived. In addition to upgrades to his existing skills, he's gained a new, often requested ability. He now fires his carbine rifle. So that was the upgrade on the Boba Fett rework. And I apologize, I meant to add that to our news list that we went over, but somehow I missed it. I got the daily login character part, but I did miss the upgrade on his abilities. So that's what he does. So, I mean, I've seen him in action. If you guys follow WoW Grunt, make sure you do that. He's actually in the top, scrolling at the top of our patron feed there. He's one of our patrons. If you go to his YouTube, I believe it's just WoW Grunt, you can check out a video he did, a pretty cool video of him fighting a Boba team. He fought it like 5 times, I think. And Boba was the leader. It was a pretty cool team comp, and Boba wrecked, man. Boba was straight up beast mode. So he's viable right now. And he's doing work. And also, they added the new bounty hunter tag as well, which Zam Wessel's now a bounty hunter. Boba Fett and Cad Bane, Dengar, Garrido, 88. They all got that bounty hunter tag. So I'm sure we'll see more bounty hunter synergies and things of that nature, more characters tagged as bounty hunters in the future. So
much stuff going on, man. That is really. I mean, I forgot about the fact that he ignores taunt, and that he can dispel status effects. So I mean, now, not only can he hit for like I said, like 20-30K with that special ability, he's also dispelling taunts. He doesn't have to hit a character that's taunting. Like, he can actually ignore taunts. So, if you're fighting, let's say you have Shore Trooper on your team or Baze Malbus, and you're starting there with a taunt, you're basically negating Shore Trooper on the opposite team, because you can go right for Wedge, you can go right for Biggs, and just hit him right in the face, and it doesn't matter if anybody's taunting or anything. So, I mean, the only thing that he can't avoid is stealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we'll see how hard he hits, if that's enough to make a difference maker. If you got 5v5, and he's the one character that can hit that Wedge or that Biggs. Is he going to be enough? I don't know if that's just enough for him, but the fact that he can revive and come back and get that full protection, and I mean, it's good, man. If you haven't seen him in action, make sure you check out that video by Wild Grunt. It was actually really cool. And then this is a 2-part question coming up. This is from Andrew Bleakley at AK Bleakley. He said this is 2 parts. So who's a good 5th on a droid team until I can farm B2? Taunt, heals, or more DPS? So we'll let you answer that question. Then he has a follow-up question to that as well. So I said, I mean, this is what I said to him. I said, Poe is a good option there. Chief Nevitt's a good option there. There's some other good options you could fill in. I mean, if you had to, you could maybe even throw in Royal Guard. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could. But really, there's a few other characters you could throw in there until you get that B2.
The only option is Chief Nevitt. I mean, Chief Nevitt is so tailored towards droids. He's got a cooldown reduction for droids with his taunt. He basically has perma-taunt, so that, because he reduces his own cooldown. So it's like when no, he doesn't. Sorry, but he basically gets perma-taunt. So like when his taunt dispels, as long as it's not dispelled, he'll get the taunt again. And like he can basically be, ever taunting. You can, as long as you don't dispel him, he'll always be taunting. So, I mean, I would say B2 is probably a better option, just because B2 is probably a top 3, top 4 player in the game. I mean, he dispels, he gives buff immunity, he gets 100% turn meter. He gets to go so frequently. B2 is just amazing. But I mean, I think if you're having to choose a replacement for him in the meantime, Chief Nevitt's your best option. He also has an ability that calls in assist. And, if you're working with an all-droid team with maybe Jawa Engineer, Chief Nevitt works great.
Yep.
Also great in the AAT raid.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, too, I talked to him further about this, is that, he's a newer player, and I believe that he was the one that didn't have Luminara all the way up yet either. So instead of hindering him in Galactic War, that's where you get Nevitt from, too, right? You get Nevitt from Galactic War shipments? Is that correct?
Nevitt is from arena shipments.
Oh, arena shipments. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. You don't want to. Whenever I get this from new players and they ask me about, who should I get other than Luminar? Just try to get Luminar first, man. You don't want to get behind in Galactic War. I did that when I had my Droid free to play account. I skipped Luminara, and man, it really hurt me in the long haul. So you definitely want to get some heals in those early Galactic War stages, man. They can be very frustrating when you get going. So now his follow-up question was, at what point does Jawa Engineer and B2 become viable? 5-star or wait until 7-star?
Jawa Engineer is viable at 4 stars. I mean, as long as you gear him up to gear 10, all you're looking for is that max speed so that he can give everybody turn meters. So, I mean, again, he's going to last longer and get a chance to revive a droid once he has higher star level because he'll have more health and all that. But just to get the ball rolling, if you want to, I ran Jawa Engineer at 4 stars.
Yeah, I remember that. And but what about B2?
B2 is a little bit different. B2 doesn't really get now. Okay, I'm thinking more before the addition of mods because he needed that increased potency at gear 10 to make him really proc that buff immunity more frequently and enough. But I'd say at 5 stars. I'd say 5 stars. You could probably run him again. It's all dependent upon gear. If you get the gear up there and you're able to get him to gear 9, gear 10, and you have him at 5 stars, he should be fine. But you want to make sure that gear level is as high as possible.
All right, and then a last one that just snuck in, literally, that just came in 22 seconds ago. Luis Alberta Mendoza just asked, do you think that Vader is going to have a rework someday, maybe a better AoE damage and a buff in his terrifying swing? I don't think it's ever going to be a rework. I think the Vader's kit, as we talked about earlier in the show, is good. He's just going to continue to flesh that out more with these Zeta mats and stuff like that. What do you guys think? I don't think they'd ever totally rework Vader. I think he's fairly good the way he is, don't you think?
Maybe his new can hit a little harder, but
yeah, I mean you can hit it. That's not a rework. That's not a rework is changing. A rework is like Anakin,
right? But,
yeah. I think Vader's going to continue to AoE. He's going to continue to use that ability block.
That they just made 2 changes to him, yeah. I don't see them doing anything anytime soon.
Yeah. So good stuff there though with Vader. I mean, it's starting, and maybe he didn't know about some of the changes that we talked about on the show. Maybe he came in late. So good stuff there, man. I'm looking forward to continuing to flesh out ships. I'm looking forward to start getting some of these Zeta abilities. And my goal, this was my goal when I started ships, okay? This was my goal, was to say, you know what? I'm looking at the rewards. You don't get crystals from it. I'm looking at the rewards and say, if I just finish in the top 50, just take it easy. I'm good. And then, then I started doing a little bit better. And I said, if I just finish in the top 20, and then today I finished in the top 10. So, it's realistic. You can do it. If you take advantage of this crystal thing they got going on for the Black Friday deal, and maybe flesh out your ships a little bit, that might help you boost you up a little bit. But if not, it's a patience thing, man. This is a marathon, not a sprint, at least for most of us. So just enjoy it and get through your game, get through the ships, get through these challenges. All good stuff lies ahead. But again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us on the live show. Appreciate all the viewers. We had a ton of viewers tonight. Appreciate that so much. Glad everybody got to spend their Black Friday with Skunk and Crew. Also, don't forget to get in for that $100 gift card. We're going to be giving that away on the 23rd of December, so you'll get that right around Christmas time. Maybe you'll buy me a gift. Who knows? But you can find that over on the loreskunk.com channel or in the description of this video. And appreciate everybody that came on the show and answered questions. Remon, Cheeky Cutie, McLeod, Soldiers of Bromance, Talon. Appreciate that. Again, if you're looking for a guild, head over to teamskunk.com. Guys, is this not the best community in the world? Come on.
Definitely is.
Where else can you hang out at all hours of the day or night with the beautiful Remon? I thought I was going to say Cheeky Cutie, didn't you? It doesn't say cheeky cutie.
I totally thought you were going to say cheeky cutie. I didn't see.
Didn't see that one coming, did you? We're mixing it up on Black Friday. Hang out with Remont in chat. And speaking of hang out with Remont in chat, every Friday after the live show, we're going to be meeting at the LordSkunk.com Discord. Make sure you head over there right now. The link is in the description of this video, or you can find it at LordSkunk.com. Remont will answer more ship questions, more Darth Maul questions, anything that you want to know. The after party is hosted by Remont over there at LordSkunk.com after every live show. Get over there right now and check it out.
We're going to be giving away ally codes. Come on over to the chat.
Yep, ally codes will be given away. And you know what? I do have a space on mine, so I will throw mine out into the mix. We'll give away all the guests that were on tonight, which is really cool. Maybe even Dartron will give his away. So make sure that you guys head over there, and we'll see you over in the Discord after party, baby.